Happy Monday! Hello! Welcome to the stream. I am animating today. It's usually what happens around here. Lots more animation to do. And I am going to kind of be revisiting this sequence that was animating back in April and March. It's like we've kind of finished all the shots. My previous stream, we finished this last one where Andy kind of reacts. So now it's time to finish the reverse, these shots here that are just drawings. And I've got the first two done, where they run up. And now it'll be onto this one and this one. So there's two more. And they're actually really complex. It doesn't really look like a lot's going on maybe, but this is one of those things about animating characters is sometimes stuff that looks really simple is really hard to do. And this is the case with this shot. And the reason is Amp is like picking these leaves and then holding them and then throwing them and dropping them, and every time that happens there has to be this whole song and dance of like constraints and switching things on and off and switching spaces and stuff. It's very complicated and tricky, so I've kind of been putting it off, and now it's time to do it. So I kind of blocked in this section, which is this section. Amp is saying, come on, grab as many as you can. And he's saying, well, I don't know, I don't feel like we should. And Amp says, why? And then Andy says, I don't know, it feels like we're stealing. So we blocked it in. One little time-saving cheat is that we're not going to worry about the constraints or anything. Like Amp's already going to be letting go of the leaf when we cut back. So that makes this one a lot easier. And then Amp will start pulling another one. Right now I've just copied and pasted the same animation from the previous shot, so I'll need to adjust it so that Amp is grabbing one of these leaves over here. And Amp is just gonna kind of tug on it for a second while Andy is talking. And then it'll come loose. And then Amp turns and says, why? And then that's when we cut back. So that's what I'm going to be animating today. And see how far I can get. And then after that, there'll be one more section to do. I'm pretty sure I won't get to that on the stream. Even if I do get to it today, it'll be much later. But yeah, the good news is there's really just one leaf to deal with in this shot. And then of course I'll have to clean up what's happening with Andy. I think Andy's just like roughly blocked in right now. Alright, so yeah, without further ado, So yeah, this is going to be the process of just going in and adjusting all of this kind of curve by curve to just put everything in the right place without having to reanimate it. One thing too is that kind of trying to avoid it, but I may have to confront the fact that AMP probably needs to shift and take a step. Since it's so much back and forth, I'm trying to see if I can get away with skipping that, but it may just be too much reaching. We'll see. Try it without it first. And if it doesn't work, I'll have to throw a little step in there. Move this foot around this way. Just means that when AMP turns back around, I have to just add even more steps back and forth. start there with hand placement, and then we'll just try to adjust the rest of the curves. Oh, hey, Darbian Art. I hope I said that close to correct. Just saw your chat there. How long have I been using Blender? How long have I been using Blender? I guess probably about 2 years. Maybe a little less. How about you? Are you Blender enthusiast? Blender user? Okay, that arm's a little overstretched for the moment, but I'm gonna have it be just a couple frames while the leaf gets grabbed. And I think I'm gonna have to correct that in a bit. So yeah, I think the next step is to constrain this leaf. So yeah, this is where we get into the complicated stuff I was talking about at the beginning of the stream. Let's see. As it is, these leaves have a warp effect on them so that they respond to the bush shaking. So that's one thing. That needs to be turned off so that the leaf, so that I can animate the bush reacting to ant pulling on the bush, but that doesn't change where the leaf is in Amp's hands. So the first thing to do will be to animate sometime before the contact. That's as good a place as any. So now that's turned off, basically. And when I move this, that leaf doesn't react. So that's step one. Step two is to set a key on the bend. So I'm probably going to be animating that. First I have to pick the contact point. Which is basically going to be when Amp's right hand hits its end point. Because the leaf is going to be constrained to the right hand. Looks like that's there. So we're going to set a key here on the bend. Put an override on the pivot of the bend so I can control where the bend happens. Set a key on that. Set keys on the leaf itself. And this is the tricky part, the constraint. Constraints can mess everything up, so I'm just going to save up a version. So we're going to child. We're going to pick and R bone. Set the inverse. Turn it on here. Off there. Looks like I might have done that one frame off. Let's try that again. There we go. All right. So that's all set up and working. Amp turns, grab the leaf, pull it. It's not coming off the bush yet, but we're gonna kind of do some counter animation to make it look like it is just being pulled on, which itself is going to be a tricky thing. Yeah, it's an extremely tricky shot. Something that seems like it should be fairly simple to do because it's not a very complicated thing Amp is doing. Amp's just pulling on something. But man, it is a lot of moving parts. So the next step would be to, once this parent thing is engaged, we want to actually animate it. Before we get into animating the leaf though, that's kind of a last resort. What we want to do is first animate Amp's actual hand controller to get it working as much as possible. And the nice thing about amps right hand not showing is that you can kind of pose it badly. You won't actually see it. The more important thing is just to get the leaf in the right place. Alright, so that's the next step, and then the step after that is to animate some scale stuff. Help it stretch a little bit, and that also means pulling that back to match, which I think should be about there. Alright, so at long last, kind of adjusted the motion, and now we're grabbing the leaf, the next leaf for him to grab. And we've got the basic pulling pose, which, yeah, this feels a little bit forced. Like this leg really needs to move. This doesn't make any sense for this leg to be here at this point. Other than because I don't want to animate it. But what should happen is the amp should step with that leg about here. That's gonna be so much more sensible. All right. Little water break for me. All right, let's try some dance music. But yeah, before I commit too much to this leaf placement, I need to also animate the bush reacting. So that's going to change all of this. Maybe a little bit less. Okay, I think that's pretty much where I want everything to be. And so I'll just make sure everything's copied over properly. I'm gonna kind of create this like bookended section where I can animate kind of like a pull back, extend the pose even further, and you know, maybe repeat a little like yanking motion. But then I'm going to come back to this exact same frame just so that it makes it easy to keep track of where everything is. So I can kind of be very deliberate about where I put my kind of extended pose. In fact, it's a short enough hold. I think having like an extra yank in there, not only will it be more work, but it might be too fast. So I think I could just really push it and just extend it all the way to the end, and then have it come loose. Yeah. Yeah. I can add like some shaking in there and stuff. So let's try that. But that's kind of breaking my previous plan, so I'm gonna save up the version in case we go down that road and it turns out to be a mistake. Darn it, I missed a controller. Okay, so I just broke something. So that is supposed to be... Guess that's good. where it's supposed to be now, so that wasn't so bad. Just got to correct a couple keys on this hand here. Course, the push reacting as well. Before I do that though, let's just let's see. Let's grab all these. Flatten them all out. And I'm taking note that all the handles here are 1420. This one? I I did. I feel like something's still going on with the head here. That's weird. No, I think it's all right. Okay, so I'll do that one more time. And now we have something that's like nice and easy and clean to deal with. So my frames are 1396 and 1460. Yep. And I took note of that 1420 before because now I just know that if the handles of this also come to 1420, then I should have something that lines up theoretically. Okay, so part one of the trickiness is dealt with. There's still lots to do, obviously. I think I'm going to take a few minutes of a break. My brain decompressed. That was like a lot of weird stuff to deal with for making everything work together. And then when I come back, refine it a little bit, make it look better, and then I'll animate the actual picking part where it comes off. And then the rest of the shot, Amp does not drop the leaf. Amp just holds it and talks. So that's nice. Don't have to animate another constraint dropping in this shot, which will help. So I'll be back in a few. All right. I like this track. I had to bookmark it. So, previously, got this kind of happening, and now we'll continue kind of like filling in the rest of what happens here. Obviously, I have to kind of have Amp take a quick step back so that they don't just fall over. At the same time, gonna have the leaf actually come loose. So I think I'm gonna give myself a little more space for that to happen. I'm gonna take keys that are here. This is actually kind of like a in between or something. I'm just gonna get rid of it because my final pose is here. So yeah, let's get rid of this key on everything except the foot. one thing here. I have to break these tangents. So I'll keep these the same length. So now the trick is, how do I get the leaf to come off convincingly, but also not be cutting amp in half? So this is the new challenge. One tool in the toolbox is the bend. Well, since this is a fast movement, this is the perfect time to make some adjustments. I'll just see what I can get away with here to get this all kind of in the place I want it to be, so that when the amp turns around, the hands are in a good place, the leaf's in a good place, the place where the hands are touching the leaf is in a good place, and amp's not being cut in half by the leaf. We can get all these things to happen all at once. We will have success. And the right hand can still be adjusted too. And I think that's gonna work. It's gonna be fast enough. I mean, balance-wise, that's obviously kind of fake. Amp would probably fall over in real life, but the solution to that is to dial this way back. Not having it leaning back so far, but I kind of like this, and it's cartoony, so I feel like I can get away with it. Oink. I kind of like the idea that these leaves so obviously shouldn't be picked. And I'm just like forcing it to happen. Yeah. So I think that is more important than like, oh, amp would fall over right then. I mean, if I really wanted to, I could have like an actual double step, like stumble type of thing. I don't know, I think this is working. Okay. So yeah, the hands are in the right place. Leaf is in the right place. The bend is in the right place. Actually, the bend ideally the bend is close to where the hands are. Manuel Cobreros. Hi, Manuel. Do I need animators? Yes, and unfortunately I have no money to pay animators. But that's really cool that you asked. I appreciate it. Yeah, the dream is to earn some money on this project and hire some animators to help. Absolutely. Love that. Do you have experience animating in Blender? And character animation for that matter? Oh, thank you, the pilot. Thank you. Yeah, I'm glad you like it. Wait, I'm back. Maybe I lost you for a second, huh? If you would like to have me put you on a list of like someday animators to reach out to if this project makes money and I can hire animators, then email me on the, like, there's like a business email on the YouTube page. Send an email over there, link to your stuff or whatever, and I'll definitely save it. Okay, I think that's gonna work. Let's try it. There we go. That's what I meant to do. I may have to adjust this once I straighten out this wrist. See, the leaf might turn out to be in completely the wrong place. Okay, so we've got the leaf coming off. I think we need another couple poses in here to get from here to there. And for that matter, let's clean this pose up. Make sure the leaf isn't going into the body or anything. Looks good. Yeah, we're fine there. This is the pose we kind of hang out in, so it needs to be a little better. Yay. Oh, this is good. So I can kind of actually use this as an independent control. It doesn't move the hands. Yeah, I thought I had set it up like that somehow. So this is super handy, which is why I wanted to zero it out before. I can just use this to layer in some extra motion here. So we can start amp like here. I have amp still kind of like that, but maybe even with both. Yeah. So we'll put a little on both. And the nice thing about this is I can add some residual motion without messing up the hands or the leaf or anything, which is great. We're gonna go for a reversal here, and I'll fix the shoulders and the blue thing in a moment. And I can use this here. We'll have amp not quite so far back, so that when the leaf comes loose, we have somewhere to go. Boink. So I'll just help with that a little bit. So yeah, I'll have to fix the shoulders here. Total mess. This might actually not be a thing AMP can do. There's so many cheats in this shot, but you know what? It's okay. Just gonna make it look passable from the camera view. We're not gonna worry about anything else. Alright, yeah, got some issues. Alright, well, I'm getting ahead of myself here. This is a waste of time at this current juncture. It's better to just kind of get the body working before worrying about details like that. Could all change anyway. So, So... So I'm gonna add a couple breakdowns to this to try to help make it a little better. One thing to do is to drag the head. I think the other thing I want to do is have the hands kind of come up a bit. Like this type of thing. Just a little bit less. And you know, I could do a little compensation step and just put the foot right back as amp straightens out. That would work. I think this is a good part to save up because I'm gonna start like breaking things up now, and just breaking things in general. Most of my anim files have about 5 or 6 versions. This one's on version 27. It's give you an idea of like the level of how much more tricky this one is. So I'm going to grab the Y location of the hips, kind of do something different. Really, we're looking better. Okay. Yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and add like a fun little, so fun, like a little compensation step here. As soon as this amp's left foot catches, which is there. That's the same frame. Well, the next frame will be the frame. The other foot starts. Yeah, like a six frame thing. Let's try that. Just a little quick, like, a little quick catch yourself step, and then just right back. Try 7 frames on the way back. A little slower, but still quick. So now that we got the feet doing something different, we need the hips to do something different as well. About here, we want to start seeing the hips come back a little bit more and kind of catch the weight of Amp's gigantic head. And without using this control and having to change everything, you can use the sub-control of the pelvis. Maybe. Try it. Well, shouldn't have to do much anyway. I think it's the rotation that's really messing it up. Let's see. Yeah, it's so quick, I think that'll be fine. So, next step will be to put the foot rolls in where they're supposed to go. That's the end of that playlist. taking requests. Let's see if that works. I think it's working all except this but needs to stay where it is a little bit longer. Okay, and then I want to have the standing up start to happen a little earlier. There we go, okay. Oops. Yeah. Okay, and then there's going to be some like settling and overshoot to happen in the body as Amp stands back up here instead of just like all coming into the pose all at once. We want to have the body kind of like upper body and the head kind of like overshoot a little tiny bit, and the hands too. But that's. And before I go any further on the body, I want to do side note this thing. think a little bit of rotation here might be nice as well. It's maybe a little much. Alright, enough of that. That'll be fine for now. So, yeah, I think I'm going to wrap it up in a few minutes, but before I do, we'll just spend a little more time on the, oops, a little more time on this body animation settling. Not going to get through all of Amp's stuff on this stream, I think, because yeah, I don't know. I feel like 2 hours is kind of like a good spot for me on the stream, because after that I need to kind of just like space out and stop and start, make mistakes, and etc., etc. So currently 2 hours is how long I'll keep it together. At least on these quiet ones, anyway. If you're watching replay and you ever want to jump in and chat, then I would love to chat while I work, and that might keep things going a little longer. But anyway, lurking is just as fine. And in the meantime, let's mess with this hips rotation. Oops. Sorry, I hope that wasn't loud. I dropped some. It's gonna be pretty simple, actually. Just gonna do the same thing on this upper body controller. Maybe I'll actually do it on this one, since this one is kind of, yeah, independent of the hands. So this one to drag just a couple frames behind. this a lot more behind. And then that turning is going to happen a little later, I think. Maybe not so much in the body, maybe just the head. So that I can kind of finish this move and have amp not just like kind of like constantly turning and twisting and stuff. Don't really need that much movement. Yeah, let's get rid of that. Or just cut it way down. And yeah, the pulling off and everything and the reaction, I think is something about it still feels really slow. I'm not sure. Oh, Kai. Hello, Kai. I don't know how long ago you messaged me. It's like a minute ago. How are you doing, Kai? The first time I play it back, it feels slow, and then if I rewatch it, it feels too fast. Or not too fast, it feels better the second time. It's like always the way it is with animation. The first time you watch it, you see mistakes, and then you watch it again and you don't see the mistake anymore. I think it's too slow though. I'm good, just had a nice walk and shower, going to the gym later. Excellent. Staying on top of it. Good for you. How many days a week do you work out? I feel like every time I chat with you, you're either about to go to the gym or you just got back from the gym. Are you bulking up? Are you going to become a muscle daddy? Hey, Ricky Animations 2010, how are you doing? I think the steps are fine. It's just the upper body stuff and hands that are too slow. So I'm going to speed all that up. Five to 6 days. I'm not going to be a daddy. Sorry. I'm just messing with you. I'm going to tone up and get abs. Whoa. Nice. That's dedication. Let's see. How can I have the hardest time just deselecting one controller here? It's like you have to do it exactly the right way. There we go. Okay. So I'm deselecting the toe rolls, feet, and this hip control, because that's all going to stay the same speed because that's all related to the stepping. Everything else, everyone I talk to still say I'm a twink. Well, it sounds like if you're going to the gym 6 days a week, you're going to end up being a twunk, as they say. So, good on ya. Enjoy it. You'll be glad. You'll be so glad when you get older. It's worth it. Stick with it. Let's see if that's too fast now. Oh, I think that feels better. That's good. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Maybe a couple frames back. The way they toss the leaf. Just a leaf. Yeah. That's kind of one of the picked up. I'm glad that's coming through actually, because that's kind of part of the story, is that there's no respect for nature here. It's like all just dead material to amp. Yeah, I think that's gonna work. I might speed up the pulling back a little bit later, but I think for now. Well, before I end the stream, I'll go ahead. We've got enough here. Obviously, there's still a lot to do, but how many sentences can I start and not finish at one time? There's a lot to do still, but I'm gonna render a preview and we can drop it in the timeline and just see, because it's better than some still drawings right now. You can see how things are hooking up. So we're doing 1342 to 1557. Seven. Kai, what do you do for your... Do you focus on like weights, or do you focus on... What's the other one I'm thinking of? Oh, cardio. What's your mix? I used to work out a lot. I kind of stopped and got lazy. I never worked out 6 days a week, but I worked out consistently at least 3 days a week for a few years. So I had like a whole routine. A lot of facial animation cleanup needs to be done. The eyes, Andy's eyes are just kind of floating all over the place right now. It's gonna change. And I think we're still working with the raw motion capture for Am's face, so that's also gonna get spruced up a little bit. I do a mix of everything, but I want to do more cardio to do a marathon one day, or a half marathon. Oh, cool. Never done one. I always thought that would be fun. It's a nice goal to work towards. Let's see, that was 170. So, do this one here. Oh, I already have something in here. Okay, so we'll get rid of this. Oh, you did the pride race. That's fun. Cool. So 1 frame long here, which I think is pretty normal. Okay, I think it's gonna work. I was most concerned about this turn hooking up nicely, and it looks like it will. Just curious, would you ever do a face reveal? Yeah, I mean, so I kind of have compromised already on the whole, like I originally thought maybe this project would be just anonymous. Kind of had to let that go. So, I mean, if you go to the link for the GoFundMe, you can track me down that way. Because that's, obviously that has to be connected to me. So, I don't know if I should be saying that on the stream, but I mean, that's just the nature of it now. I've put myself out there, so, yeah. As for on the stream, I don't know. Maybe. I think it would be like this face. This face, Andy, right now is like a perfect way of how I feel about that right now. Hold on, let me turn my headphones down. I can't think. I would be open to it, but I'm thinking like maybe that would be the kind of thing that I would do like once the project is like really rolling, and then I'd probably kind of separate out the channel, the YouTube channel from this, and maybe do like the YouTube channel won't have live streams of me working anymore at that point, and that would just be like a Twitch thing. And I don't know if I would even do that on the Twitch channel for the project. I would maybe even start a second channel where it would just be like me working or whatever, if that's something people wanted to see once the project takes off. And then yeah, I would be on camera and all that, and I have to put a nicer background together before I do that. So that's always a possibility. But yeah, someday. So let me grab a full screen thumbnail here. I don't know if I got it. Hold on. This play bar takes forever to go away. Let's see. Okay. All right, one of those crazy frames will work. You see my background is my clothes folded on the open wardrobe thingy. Yeah, and I don't care. Like, I'm not opposed to like a little bit of mess, but right now, the way my office is set up, it's just like this weird kind of old ceiling. Like my camera would be really low. Also, I think I'd have to like get a webcam, because I don't actually have one right now. I just, when I do video calls, I just do them on my tablet. So yeah, probably need a little backdrop or something, a webcam where I can do that. Yep. So I think I'm gonna end it here and take a break, and then I'm going to come back to it tonight. I'm really trying to focus on putting in more hours per day, try to finish this episode as quickly as possible. So I'm going to come back to it after a break, and the next time you see me, if all goes well, this shot will basically be finished with animation, so it'll look much better than it does now. And on my next stream I will do this last chunk, and then that will be almost this entire sequence. This whole scene will just be 2 shots, I think, left to animate, or 3. There'll just be 3 shots left to animate after this, and then this whole scene will be done, which is super exciting to me, because then there's only 1 scene left. So there. Nice catching the end of your stream, Adam. It was great to see you too, Kai. Thank you so much for stopping by and chatting, as always. Yeah. And I love all your new emotes in there. Yeah. Have a great time at the gym. You'll probably have gone a couple times by the next time I see you, so and maybe I'll catch one of your streams later. That's a good one too. These are great. These are great. I love them. All right. Okay. I'm off to go wander around in the heat and take a break. Thanks to everybody. Thanks to Kai. Thanks to the folks who stopped by on YouTube. Had a new visitor, Manuel, stop by. It was great to hear from you. Enjoy my break. Thank you. I will. Till next time, have a great evening. Thanks for watching.